My Hero Academia All's Justice doesn't just look like a great My Hero game, but possibly the best anime arena fighter game we've had since at least Sparking Zero. Maybe better, but we'll have to see. And I already thought that, and a lot of us did, but it looks like this is an even bigger package and complete package than we thought. And let's be real, one of the issues with these anime games is they feel like incomplete packages. Well, it looks like that isn't the case with this game, and I'm going to cover it all in this video because we just got a new 12-minute trailer and a bunch of new info. But before I get into that, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button for more anime game content, whether it's news, gameplay and things like that. I know I'm a small YouTuber now, but hopefully one day I won't be and you can say you were an OG on my channel. But with that said, I'm your boy Kaizen and let's get straight into it. So first I'm going to cover the single player stuff and then the multiplayer. But as for single player, we got 4 mods revealed. Now first of all, the basic one which we're all going to play and looks amazing, way better than the previous ones, and that is the story mode. We do now know that this only covers the final war arc, so I guess season 7 and 8, which is what's ongoing right now, and it is amazing by the way. And the animations, as we've seen in the previous trailers, look incredible, so far beyond what One's Justice 2 did. And while we don't have direct confirmation, it does look like it starts from around the start of season 7, so the final war. The second mode that we have, and by the way these 2 modes are what you start with, I'll explain in a second. The second mode is Team Up Missions mode, which is very unique by the way, and it's like an open world thing that a lot of people are excited for. And you basically choose from any 1A, class 1A character, so for example Deku, Bakugo, Uraraka, Kirishima, and it's basically free roam. You go around the open world and you do missions and side missions too, and you also collect up to 313 cards if I'm not mistaken, so there is a lot to do there. And I'm hoping it's not repetitive, although I don't think it's going to be too crazy. You don't expect it to be like Insomniac Spider-Man or anything. I've seen a lot of comparisons online because the traversal looks pretty cool because you do traverse with the character's quirks. For example, Todoroki slides on his ice and Deku has Black Whip, which looks very cool by the way. Now they revealed that only after finishing Team Up Missions mode do you unlock the second 2 modes, so the 3rd and 4th mode, and that is Archives Battle, which another mod I think everyone's gonna play, which essentially is like a boss rush mode where it's kind of like a story mode as well, but instead of a fully fleshed out story of the previous seasons that this game isn't covering, it's basically just the highlights, like for example fighting Stain and fighting the higher normal when you play as Endeavor and Hawks from season 4 I think that was. So things like that, basically just the highlights of the previous arcs, and I'm looking forward to that. It's basically a boss rush mode in my eyes with like story highlights, so that's very cool. Now the 4th mode isn't too crazy, but it's a fun little addition, especially for those of you that are into this, like if you really like the My Hero Academia lore. I know I like it, so I'll at the very least like go through it one time, and it's called Hero's Diary. Essentially this allows you to see a bunch of different dialogues and interactions between what I think is whatever combo of characters, or at least a lot of combos. For example, on screen they show Koda, you know, the guy that talks to animals, with Bakugo and Kirishima, and their own little interaction. And I know there's a lot of like screenshots going around and scenes where they're in like a restaurant together, a bunch of different characters. So very cool stuff, especially if you really love the characters and their interactions. And I believe it's all unique too from the anime. Next, we go into online, and I'm very happy with what we got revealed for online. And this is what a lot of you are probably like watching this video for, I'm assuming. So first we obviously get more gameplay, and I don't want to cover like all the little details of the gameplay, but you should see it on screen at least, and I'll explain a little bit of it. So of course we do get new character reveals, some of which we already saw already. And I think the young awful one is new to this trailer. I can't remember for sure, and the other guy that shrinks into the scarf, I can't remember because I didn't do a video on the last trailer, I was busy, sorry about that. But either way, you see them now. And Miracle, obviously you guys know this and I know this, she's one of the most anticipated characters because she's not in any of the previous games, she's not in Ultra Rumble, and she's one of the most popular characters, especially in the recent seasons. So everyone's excited to play as her and see her gameplay, and we see her doing like a counter move sort of thing, you should see on screen. And Younger Awful One, which is a variant of him, so it's a different character I believe, which is really cool, and obviously it's a big part of the story mode, like him getting younger. I'm assuming you're caught up on the anime, or at least you know what's going on if you're watching this video, but don't worry too much, I won't go over story spoilers. But yeah, he does, you know, kind of de-age for a bit. We also see high-end Nomu, you know, the one that Endeavor and Hawks fight at the end of season 4, for about like a couple seconds at best, so we don't see too much of him, but he's in the game. Now Best Jeanist, he looks really good. He has a really cool move where he traps you, like he traps his opponent with his rising. Very cool, he trapped All For One. But if you actually watch the video closely, you'll see that All For One was healing when he was fighting Best Jeanist, and I think that was with his rising. However, when his rising runs out, that was when he died, not because of best genius. So that's a really cool detail. So it's kind of like a big risk when you're playing as that younger 0 for 1. Like, I feel he's almost like immortal. He can't die, he keeps healing, but once it's over, like, you're cooked, you die. I think that's what it showed. So you could like be really cracked with it, but play it at your own risk. Now, like the previous games, we can choose between manual controls and normal controls, but personally, I don't get why you'd pick normal. I mean, no shade of course, but as far as fighting games go, it's not like this is a super complicated game. I know it seems more like layered than the previous game because the tag functions, it extends the combos and things like that, and there's more gauges. So, you know, there are layers to this game, but it's not super complicated. It's not like Tekken. So personally, I don't understand why you'd want to make the control system more boring for yourself and also limit your skills, because there's only so much you can do in the normal control mode. I suppose it's fine for story mode, or maybe if you really struggle, it's a good way to start off, because I mean, you can enable auto switching and auto plus ultra moves, so you could pretty much button mash your whole way through matches with that mode, although there's only so far you can get and you might get used to it. But maybe start off with that and then slowly turn off the auto switching and plus ultra, and eventually go to manual mode. I recommend not getting used to normal mode. It could get boring and stale, and also you might struggle online against people that are playing on manual and are much more able to do like different combos and things like that. I don't know, that's just my take, I'm not an expert on it, but yeah, to each their own of course. If you really want to play as normal mode, go for it, and if you're not even that interested in online and in the other online mode, which I will go over, then it's fine. Now I know I said that was online, but I wanted to go over the gameplay quickly, and that does go hand in hand with online. But regarding specific features of online, here it is, and I'm really happy about this. So first of all, we got online lobbies, and I mean proper online lobbies, because it's not just 2 characters like in Bleach, or 2 players, sorry, it's extended lobbies, so like you can increase the number of players per lobby. Now that means we can do tournaments, you can play with your friends in a bigger group or Discord group, whatever you want to do, ask people to join you on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Do a full lobby, do a full tournament, and hopefully there's a spectator mode. They haven't confirmed it, but I mean, if they're gonna go this far and listen to us about wanting lobbies, why the hell wouldn't they add spectator mode? I mean, I'm pretty sure Sparking Zero has it. Why wouldn't they do it? If they don't do that, then like, what are they thinking? Like, going that far and then just not quite finishing and not adding spectator mode, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, I'm very happy that we have that. And it's kind of ridiculous that the Bandai picks and chooses which games have it. I know it's different developers, like Bleach is by Tamsoft, I think that's their name, and that game doesn't have full spectator, or it doesn't even have full lobbies. It has 2-player lobbies, and obviously that means no spectator mode because it's 2 players, and I find that ridiculous, and it didn't launch with ranked. Well, regarding this game, we do have ranked, it seems, and I'm very happy about that. So we don't have to wait or complain to them for, you know, adding ranked. We'll get it from day one. There's a ranked mode and there's regular online matches. And I know some people were upset that there isn't regular 1v1s, but I think somewhere in the trailer I saw it said up to 3 characters. So maybe when you're doing custom battles or lobbies or whatever, or you're playing like offline, you can choose a 1v1 mode or something like that. We'll see. But it is a 3v3 game, keep that in mind, it's made for that. And it's probably more fun like that because of extended combos through switching characters. Now we also have customization. It's not as wacky and crazy as One's Justice 2, which, you know, some people might prefer and some people might not like because it was all over the place. But it is quite refined, and we do have full-on costumes, which look great by the way for the different characters. Now a lot of these do seem to be DLC. However, I guess there will be free costumes. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, One's Justice 2 had plenty of free customization, so I would be shocked if there isn't free costumes and free accessories, but we'll see. Now, I didn't see anything about accessories, but I'm sure we'll find out more if there is. If there isn't, I understand it's just costumes. We also have customizable animations, so like the starting screen and the win screen, you can choose different animations. Also like the battle screen, like the battle start, I think the health bar as well, and you can even add stickers and stuff like that, which is up to you if you want to go the extra mile and make your gameplay more unique. But that's a little extra. But the cool thing is the costumes and the animations, and also you can choose the commentator, I think. So I think you can switch out present mic for someone else. I'm not 100% certain, but there is a cool detail if it is the case, and I think that is the case. Which, you know, if you want to make it more unique, maybe the older voices get stale for you, then switch it up. That's always nice. But overall, I'm very happy with what we got. This seems like a more complete package as far as anime games go, but like obviously with all the features and stuff, it's very great. As for how great each feature will be, like, I'm not expecting too much from the team missions. Maybe it might get repetitive, but I'm glad it's there. Hopefully it's not too long and it's more quality focused, and you know, it gives you a variety of different things to do in this game. And of course the online looks great so far. As for the netcode, I mean, the One's Justice games have pretty good netcode as far as arena fighters go. That doesn't mean they're amazing. It's not like rollback netcode, but it's pretty good. It's definitely better than like Xenoverse and maybe Bleach. So I personally had very little issues with it in 1 vs 2 because this year I put quite a few hours into 1 vs 2 online even, and I mean that's 5 years after the game came out. Now that said, it did come out on PS Plus, so there was a wave of new players like myself. But yeah, what I do want to know is, will there be penalties for people that rage quit? Because that was an issue I had a lot with 1 vs 2, specifically with ranked mode. People would just rage quit even if they got close to losing, and I don't think there was any penalties. So they need to implement that from day one. I hope so. I mean, it's ranked mode. How do we not know this by now? It should be a given. Hopefully they've learned their lesson and Bandai or Biking, they just know, okay? But yeah, we'll find out more in future trailers because there's still like 4 months left, and as we do get more trailers and more info, I will be covering it on this channel. And since you've watched this far, you will hopefully watch those future videos. And since you've watched this far, why haven't you hit that like button and that subscribe button? Because you're clearly into my content and you hopefully enjoyed listening to me like give you this information and cover everything. And hopefully you stick around because I know I'm a small YouTuber now, but hopefully one day I won't be and you can say you were an OG on my channel. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Is there anything that they didn't mention that you think should have been mentioned, like maybe the rage quitting, more info on customization, things like that? What would you like to see in terms of future trailers? Maybe more character reveals. I'm sure there's more characters that they need to reveal. Maybe more villains and things. Did they reveal the lizard guy yet? I don't think they did, although I could be wrong. But he's someone that I think should be in this game, especially with that transformation. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, follow my Twitter in the description below. I'm very active on there. I post about anime, games, and life in general. Also, check out the videos on screen now. I think you'll like them, especially if you like anime games. I cover many different anime games on the channel and maybe RPGs in the future. But with that said, I've been your boy Kaizen, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.